Welcome, angels, to Think Outside the Box, where you can use what if scenarios to challenge your assumptions, angels. You could also look at life through a child's perspective. It'll change your mind, I guarantee it. You could also adopt an opposing viewpoint that helps you with looking at things differently. There's that and so many other ways, angels, that you're able to think outside the box. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, where we uplift and inspire you to become more of who you truly came here to be. Angels, we've got a post on our YouTube channel here today. It's a little quiz. Do you accept yourself? Right here. And there's answers that you could answer yes, no, if not, why not. We always love your feedback. Share your thoughts with us. That's in our community on our post channel here on YouTube. And angels, we got our Resilient Rebel podcast that I had last Friday that will be posted on our YouTube channel starting, I believe, tomorrow, either Wednesday or Thursday. It'll be up here on our YouTube channel, and we'll definitely share that with you as well. So we're looking forward to that, angels. Grab your favorite drink. Our theme of the month is alignment with self. Sit back with your drink and take a listen, as our topic today is disease is impersonal. I love my crush. Do you believe that disease is impersonal? We're going to dive into that. So sit back and relax and just listen with an open mind. The word dis-ease means lack of ease. No matter the source of the disease, it is an impersonal experience operating through people. So if you look at your sickness, what do you say you have a disease? Do you claim that you're sick? Or do you, in your consciousness, know that somewhere in your thought there is some dis-ease in your thought, and you can change your thought to change your life? We'll get into that in just a moment. But does that sound different? Does the word dis-ease sound different than disease? Because when we say disease, we accept it, the medical profession, what they say about disease, and it just kind of floats on by. Yet when we say dis-ease, it catches our attention. Dis-ease? Where in your life is there dis-ease? And I guarantee you, angels, your body will show you it. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. And I'm going to share a personal story with you about my experience of my dis-ease. So knowing that disease is an experience, yet when you know that you can create your reality, you can ask yourself, what is it about this dis-ease or this thought that I need to release in order to change my thinking? And it is in your choosing to change your thinking, angels, that your body changes. Because believe it or not, our bodies pick up vibration, picks up energy, and tells us what it is and where we're at in our body before our conscious mind can even catch up to it. So just think about that. If you're one to have stomach aches, are you unable to digest life? Maybe digest some ideas in life, digest how you're moving through life. If you have ear trouble, earaches, and whatnot, are you unwilling to hear what it is that the world is speaking, or what other people are speaking, or even what God is speaking to you? These are all ways, angels, that dis-ease can come into our life, and our body is the number one factor to show us where we're angst in our world. And I'm going to start out with one, and this is a very common one, and I even had it myself: back issues. How many of you know people who have back issues? I used to have back issues, and you know where that came from. Back issues come from fear, financial fear, lack of support, feeling that life doesn't support me. And angels, I was in a space so bad that I had to crawl as an adult, crawl on my hands and knees to get to the chiropractor. I've told this story before. And it was a sciatica, and it was in my hip and my back. And it was, I didn't feel supported back then when I was going through those experiences. And I did have financial fear. Yet when I realized that my thought was attached to the experience that my body was having, I worked on my consciousness. And I started to change my consciousness regarding finances. I started changing my consciousness on how I saw support in life, and knowing that support doesn't come from out there, that support is from within outward, source first. And I tell you, angels, that made a difference, because today I don't have sciatica. I don't have to crawl on my hands and knees. And I do go to a chiropractor twice a week just for body maintenance. And I encourage anybody, if you're able to, go to a chiropractor. They help keep your body in alignment. And this month's theme is alignment with self. It isn't only spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of it, angels. So knowing that back issues are really common ground, it's not feeling supported by life, lack, and fear of financial money. So what is a positive affirmation that you could change your thinking? Well, what I did was, I know, or I am supported by life, or I am supporting, or I am knowing that life is supporting me, is one affirmation. I'm allowing myself to be supported by life, is another affirmation. And it doesn't happen overnight, angels. You've got to get this energy into your consciousness. I am choosing to know that God is my source, my financial source. I am willing to have financial freedom in my life. I am walking in trust, faith, and belief, and knowing that my finances are taken care of. These are all affirmations, angels, that you can apply to dissipate and eliminate back issue problems. I am a living example of it. So that's just one. Second, acne. Now, when we're young, a lot of us, men and women, have acne. And believe it or not, angels, even adults can have acne because it is attached to non acceptance. How many of us truly accept all of ourselves? My book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, is me accepting all of myself, my past and my present and my future. Yet knowing that I accept all of that, then I can move forward in peace, joy, and love. Yet how many of us are fighting our past or carrying our past with us, trying to change it or eliminate it? Acne comes from not acceptance and dislike of self, angels. So think about that in your life. And when we're teenagers, we really go through that dislike of self, trying to figure out who we are and what we're doing and where we're at and all of that. So you can shift that in your consciousness, and your body will have a different experience of it. So one affirmation could be, I am willing to accept myself just as I am. Another affirmation is, I like me for who I am now. I am loving myself completely. And you might not believe these affirmations when you start out, yet I guarantee you, if you continue to say it, you will believe it. That energy will ingest into your beingness, and you can choose to change your thinking and regroup that mindset, and you will like yourself. I guarantee that. I am loving it. I am loving and accepting myself. All of myself is another great affirmation. That's one that I use. And angels, mirror work is powerful. If you're willing to stand in front of a mirror and say these affirmations, you'll be amazed at how quickly that energy really ingests into your energy. This is a big one in our society, angels. We've got clubs, we've got societies, we've got organizations, we've got fundraisers, we've got walks, we've got uh can't we got runs, we got all kinds of things for this dis-ease that a lot of people experience, and that is cancer. My father had cancer and he never smoked a cigarette in his life, and he died of cancer. Cancer is deep hurt, long-standing resentments, secrets, shame, lack of self-love. Angels, it is no coincidence that we have such a conglomerate of people that experience cancer in their life. Let me say this again. Cancer is related to deep hurt, long-standing resentments, secrets, shame. My book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, exposed all of that because I wasn't going to have cancer in my body. Yet I knew that's where it came from on my spiritual path way back when. And it's a lack of self-love. You get cancer from a lack of self-love, angels. And it's really eating the body from the inside out. That's what cancer does. It eats away at your body from the inside out. So knowing that cancer is attached to deep hurt, long-standing resentments, what ways can you let go of those deep hurts and long-standing resentments? Forgiveness is key. And I guarantee you, angels, if we had many fundraisers and races and walks and societies and programs and all of that for forgiveness as we do for cancer, had a month of forgiveness instead of cancer month and all of that, the whole entire energy would shift. People's mindset would shift. Yet then businesses would lose a lot of money, and oh, we can't have that. Yet I'm telling you, angels, for your own peace of mind, get rid of that hurt. Get rid of those resentments. Let it go. Forgiveness. You're worthy of forgiveness. And I can only stand here and say this with confidence because I know that I am worthy of it. I've experienced it. I've worked through it. I've worked on it with myself. I've let go. I felt the changes. And I know that it works if you're willing to work it. Forgiveness is key, angels, and that will help let go of resentment, bitterness, anger, all of that. So you don't have to carry that in your life, especially if you're a young person listening to this. Let it go. So that way, when you get into your 40s and your 50s, you can be free. Because I guarantee you, when I was in my 20s and my 30s and I was on my spiritual path, I was bound and determined to understand, to forgive, to let go, so that when I got into my 50s, I could be free, happy, and joyful. And angels, I am standing in my 50s and I am just now beginning to experience really the purpose of my life and what I'm here to be, do, and have. And I know I couldn't be standing here experiencing that unless all of what is in my book and that chapter of my life was closed. Because if I was carrying all of that with me now, I wouldn't be here. You're worth it. Self love, angels, is who we are. Throat chakra represents the fifth dimension we're moving into, the Aquarian age, what you think, what you speak, what you create. The throat chakra is the inability to speak up for yourself, swallowing anger. So if you get sore throats, or if you get tight in the throat, or if you swallow your anger and you don't speak up for yourself, you have throat issues. Cancer of the throat, lymph nodes, swelled lymph nodes, like we said, sore throats, all kinds of different pneumonia, all kinds of different things. And angels, an affirmation is I am willing to stand up and speak for myself, is one affirmation. I am choosing to let go of anger, is another affirmation. I am knowing that I am free to speak my truth with love, is another affirmation. These are ways, angels, that you can start putting this into your beingness if you aren't one to be able to stand up and talk. Thankfully for me, I'm a Libra. Communication is my sign. So always been able to communicate my feelings, which was another reason why I never shut up back when I was younger. And I talked about all of that stuff that went on in my life so that I didn't hold it within me. And sometimes we think that by being quiet, we're being polite, we're being considerate, we don't want to rock the boat. Yet I tell you, angels, by keeping secrets, being quiet, carrying shame, you take that in your life and you take that with you wherever you go. And it doesn't feel good. Yet, if you feel great and happy with it, so be it. Yet I tell you, forgiveness is key to letting go because it frees you and it breaks your shame of whatever secrets may be in your consciousness. And this is one that's very personal to me, angels. Heart issues, the lack of joy, hardness, and coldness. When I was born into this life, I was born with a hole in my heart. A lack of joy, hardness, and coldness. And I grew up thinking that I didn't have any joy. I grew up very cold. I grew up very hard. I grew up very defensive and very protective of myself because I didn't feel that I had anybody to protect me at that time. And it was no coincidence that I was born with this hole in my heart because I believe that comes from past life experiences. So in my past life somewhere, and I'm not trying to figure that out, but obviously it came with me into this lifetime. So I traveled on in life as an adult, didn't think anything about it. Yet I was still being hard. I was still being cold. I was still being, I still wasn't experiencing joy. I was experiencing anger, resentment, all of the stuff I talked about earlier. And then in my 50s, angels, what happens? My heart starts to weaken out. The next thing I know, I'm 51 years young. I'm walking along and I can barely walk. Take 2 steps. Something's not right here. I tried to brush it off, tried to ignore it. My friend said to me when she looked at me, she said, "You don't look good." And I was damn near dead at that time. Yet my whole point, angels, because I'm not going to go through the whole story. My whole point was I chose that open heart surgery. God gave me the ability to have that open heart surgery. And I guarantee you, it's been going on 2 years now. And since I've had this open heart surgery and this hole has closed, I feel myself becoming more compassionate, softer, more loving toward myself and toward others. So your heart makes a difference. Are you carrying a heart of warmth and love? Or are you carrying a heart of cold and stone? Because I know the difference. One way you act with loving kindness and joy, and the other way you act with anger, bitterness, and resentment. And I've been on both sides of the coins, angels. And I'd much rather be on the peaceful, loving side of life. So an affirmation is, I am willing to open up my heart to love. I'm willing to allow myself to be vulnerable. I'm allowing myself to experience compassion. And these are all affirmations that I've said with myself and allowing myself to open up and experience compassion in my life and to be able to smile at babies and dogs, even angels. Whoever would have thought that I would have smiled at dogs? Yet compassion will do that for you. So here are some ways, angels, that dis-ease is truly impersonal, yet it is connected to what you're thinking. Because when you're aware of what you're thinking, you can correct that and you can change it into something that will benefit you for life. So if you were to look at your life right now, if you were to scan your body, where in your body is there tension? Where in your body is there pain? And ask that pain and that tension in your body, what are you trying to show me? What is it that I need to let go of or bring into my life to balance myself, and be open to hearing what spirit speaks to you and trust that what you hear is truth. Don't doubt yourself. For me, angels, having this open heart surgery, having had this open heart surgery, and having a different experience of life, and noticing myself and how I truly am smiling more, laughing more, loving myself more, loving life more, I contribute that truly to having a whole heart on a physical level, on an emotional level, and on a spiritual level. So, in closing, angels, we know that dis-ease or disease is often experienced as impersonal unless we make it personal by our thoughts, i.e., I just listed them. If we make disease personal through resentment, through bitterness, through unforgiveness, then we're going to have one hell of a life if we make that personal. Yet it is an impersonal thing that is happening through our body. And by changing our mindset, we can change how we experience life. Knowing that disease operates indifferent and it's a process that breaks down both bodily and social structures, a tyranny of diagnosis. That's what disease is, a tyranny of diagnosis, which breaks down bodily and social structures, which is sometimes being managed by technicians, doctors, nurses, etc., so on. Yet, we have the ability in our consciousness, angels, to heal our bodies, to stay in alignment with ourselves, to be whole by choosing to hang on and reiterate positive thoughts. I will tell you this: news is negative. And if you listen to news 24/7, what are you feeding your body? Murder shows, investigative shows, forensic shows, all of that is negative. And if you're watching that, what type of energy are you filtrating into your home? Reality shows where people are fighting and arguing and fussing and all of that in their house. What type of energy are you bringing into your home and into your body, angels? Because all of that energy is transferable. It isn't just on the TV or on the phone. Awareness brings alignment with self, brings consciousness. And when we can be aware of what it is that we're thinking, then we can be aware of what it is that we're being, doing, and having. And angels, when we're aware of that, then we don't have to choose sickness. And we can truly know that dis-ease is impersonal. I'm a living example. My open heart surgery, angels, I will tell anybody, I'm a testimony. I would go through it all over again because I know that by having my open heart surgery, it has made me feel better. I have a longer life. I can run. I can be happy. I can walk without getting out of breath. My quality of life has risen. I'm a living example of it. Now, it doesn't have to be anything as drastic as that. Yet, my point is, angels, we have the choice. We have control over what we think, what we speak, and what we create. So, it is up to you. You can take disease and you can grab on to all the negativity out here, or you can take dis-ease, know that it's impersonal working through your body, and ask yourself, what is it telling my body and how can I change it? It is always, always up to you. Angels, right here in the chat. Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, available now on Amazon.com. Go to our community, angels. Check out our posting over there and Do you accept that you are the creator of your life? Answer those questions over there. Share that with others. Angels, like and subscribe to our channel so that we can get this energy out to more people. And next week, angels, as we wrap up the month of alignment with self, is seeing perfection in life. And I'm going to share with you, angels, the personal experiences that I've had throughout this month of aligning with myself. And it has just opened me up to more freedom, more joy, and more life. I am so looking forward to that. Angels, you can always go to BUZZARDDSKORNER.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with K.com. And you can check out our packages, angels. You can start or end your day with a positive blog posting over there. Our coaching packages, if you'd like us to uplift, inspire, and encourage you, we are here for you for that. We also, angels, have our book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity. Over there, you can get that, as well as 5 Pillars for Life or Death. What are you choosing? And our ebook, 8 Easy Steps to Improve Your Life Now, are all available at buzzardscorner.com. That's BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. Angels, like I said, that Resilient Rebel podcast, we'll have that up before the end of the week, and we will share that with you. Our show next week is Seeing Perfection in Life. How much perfection, angels, can you see in your life? Think about that. Until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.